Welcome, everybody. We'll give a few more seconds for people to roll in here. If someone can hit the chat, make sure the audio is okay for both myself and Chris, if you don't mind saying something too, just for a mic check. Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for chiming in. All right. As people roll in, I'll pull up our presentation, as most of this is going to be a visual walkthrough here. Again, thank you for joining us today, wherever you are coming from the world. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. I am Will Gordon, Director of Marketing here at Nutshell. Join with me live today is Chris Kane, VP of Product. And we also got some support for this webinar from one of our digital marketing strategists, Jewel July, as well. And today we are going to cover Nutshell's latest feature release, which is Nutshell landing pages. So Chris, what do you say we get into it? And get into landing pages.
Sounds great. Yeah, happy to be here.
All right, so just a real quick rundown of today's agenda. We will dive into what a landing page is. If you saw the invite via Facebook or Twitter or in the app, you're like, I don't know what that is, but I want to learn more. We'll go over that for you. Why we decided to put this feature inside of Nutshell. We'll do a quick pre-recorded walkthrough to see how easy it is to build a landing page inside Nutshell. Chris will cover some of the technical setup, and then we'll go over how to get landing pages inside your Nutshell account, and then future enhancements that we already have planned for later this year. And then last but not least, we'll open it up to some Q&A. So go ahead and type any of your questions into the chat. We will get to the questions that we can get to. We'll try to be respectful of everyone's time today, and we should be wrapped up within the half hour. So let's jump into it. What is a landing page? I like to joke with Chris that a landing page is just a page that you land on. But to go a little bit more in depth, it's a standalone web page on your website created specifically for a marketing or advertising campaign. Usually has one specific goal. And I think even that definition is a little bit full of marketing jargon. So where might you see a landing page? I think that's a great way to explain something to someone is where might you see it? If you do digital marketing or digital ads via Google or Microsoft, if you are active on LinkedIn, either via your own organic posting or posting advertisements, if you use email marketing tools such as Nutshell campaigns or in your personal email outreach, or Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, wherever you might be socially online, or even as individual pages per sales rep for a company, hidden kind of in there as an email signature link, it might go to a separate landing pages. And landing pages, again, are usually customized to a specific campaign or offer and to guide visitors to a single call to action. And what I mean by that is, you might want to use this to collect new leads. That might be the call to action there, or promote a new or current product that you have trying to sell to your customers, promote an event, whether that's an internal event or an external event that you want people to attend, encourage more service appointments or service bookings, or maybe even just provide company updates, whether that's internally to your employee base or externally to your customer base. And then last but not least, you might see a one-sheeter for prospective customers. So if someone clicks on a link and you want to give them all the information about, let's say, landing pages, you might want to create a landing page about a landing page. And you actually will see that a little bit later. So that is what a landing page is, why you might use a landing page, and where you might see one of these landing pages. But why did we add landing pages into Nutshell? I'll give my 2 cents from the marketing perspective, and then Chris can kind of go into the history of how we used landing pages before, even at Nutshell ourselves. As a marketer, it's really difficult to try to convert someone to become that lead or take that single call to action if you don't have a good looking page for them to land on. If you don't have a good budget or coding skills or access to a tool like this, this allows you to whip up a landing page in 10 minutes or less to be able to send prospective customers to be able to fill out a form, find a phone number, and be able to become a lead for your business. So from a marketing standpoint, it's, hey, can we get something a little bit nicer to bring in more leads to grow our business a little bit more? And now I'm going to toss it over to Chris to kind of go over the history of how we ended up building this feature in Nutshell, both for ourselves and for our customers.
Cool. Thanks, Will. Yeah, it's no secret that there's plenty of tools on the internet to sort of create a nice looking page with maybe a no code tool, or, just get a nice looking page on the internet. And of course, that Unbounce logo on the screen here, there's an Unbounce integration in Nutshell. And if you've been a longtime Nutshell customer, you might actually be using it. We ourselves, we were Unbounce customers at one point. And sure, we can make some nice landing pages and try to connect them into Nutshell. But it's always better with a native integration. And right, if you have a landing page, you have a form on there, you want to make sure you're collecting as much information as possible from that lead, from that person who's filling that out. And the best way to do that, you have your Nutshell form, you might have a scheduler, putting that all together and collecting that information and bringing it into Nutshell. It's just so much easier if it's all one tool. You can connect via an API or something else if you're using Unbounce or Squarespace or something like that. But if Nutshell is actually the one building the landing page and we let you drop in your Nutshell form, you're able to collect those custom fields, whatever information you might need, without an integration, connecting the dots or anything like that. So, we used to be Unbounce customers. We're thankfully not anymore because we're using our own tool and we think it works really, really well.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. And now I think without further ado, we can jump into our pre-recorded walkthrough of how easy it is to build a landing page. This is just under 3 minutes long. I would say it might take you your first time building a landing page a little bit more than 3 minutes, but our product marketer, Jewel, is able to do this in just about 3 to 5 minutes. So let's switch presentation materials here.
I'm Jewel July, and I'm here to show you how to create a landing page in Nutshell's new feature, landing pages. There are all kinds of situations where you might want to create a landing page, like for your email marketing campaigns, Facebook and Google ad campaigns, to promote a company event, or for any other marketing related goal. For today's example, let's say I want to create a landing page telling Nutshell customers all about landing pages. I know, a little on the nose, but let's dive in. You'll start by opening up the marketing tab in your Nutshell account and going down to landing pages. Click on create new page, which will open up all kinds of different templates our team has created for you. Or if you want to, you can go ahead and start from scratch to create your own. I'm going to pick the brand awareness template and click start. Next, you'll give your landing page a name and give it a URL path. Click save, and you'll open up the landing page editor. From here, you can configure a custom domain, which you can add from your domains page in your settings. Adding a custom domain will improve your email deliverability and click tracking. So if you're interested, go ahead and check out that page in your account. But for now, we're going to use the Nutshell provided domain. All right, now we're ready to design our landing page's landing page. You'll click Edit Page and use the drag and drop editor to add rows to your page, then fill in the rows with content blocks. You can add text, images, buttons, social media icons, videos, and much more. All right, we've added some text here and a title at the top, and I want to go ahead and insert an image. Pick from the images you've uploaded to your account already, or you can also drag and drop here as well. Customize everything down to the color to make sure that your landing page is 100% on brand. One of the great capabilities about Nutshell's landing pages is that it syncs perfectly with Nutshell Forms and Nutshell Scheduler. So let's say I want to add a Contact Us form to my landing page. Click Choose Form, and I'll choose a form that I've already created in Nutshell and just add that in. So whether you want to collect information through a form or allow your website visitors to schedule an online meeting right from your page, Nutshell has you covered. All right, I think this landing page is looking pretty good, but I want to preview it before I send it out into the wild. You'll click the Preview This Page button in the upper right, and you'll be able to see your landing page just like how it will look once you push it live. Looking pretty good. I'm comfortable with those changes, so I want to go ahead and click Publish in the upper right. And there we have it. Our landing page is now live. You can always go back in and edit by clicking the Edit Page button again. You can also preview how your landing page would look on desktop or mobile with these two buttons in the upper left. And that's Nutshell's landing pages. Go ahead and jump in and start designing your own custom branded landing pages to see just how easy it is to push website visitors toward a conversion. Thanks for watching.
And we can thank Jewel later on for that as we pull up our other presentation here. That Jewel went over a lot in a very short amount of time in that video. We will make that video as well as this webinar publicly accessible. If you register for this webinar, whether or not you have to leave early, just like Laura just asked, you will get a recording of this entire walkthrough, including that 3-minute video there. So it was a lot in a very fast manner, but we wanted to make sure that we are respectful of everyone's time here. In that video, Jewel mentioned a few things, like it is completely compatible with Nutshell Forms and Nutshell Scheduler. And she also started to dive into some of that technical stuff, which I'm going to hand it over to Chris. And Chris promised us that he wouldn't go too in the weeds, and that he'll always give the CTA of contact our support if you do need any assistance with this. So Chris, take it away.
All right, thanks, Will. Yeah, all of this can be done in 3 minutes, just like how Jewel created that landing page. I'm just kidding. You know, I'm going to echo what Will said. You know, we're going to talk a little bit about domains and hosting, and then actually dive in a little bit to click tracking, which isn't related to landing pages. But I do want to underscore that our team is here to help. Our support team is wonderful. I assume a lot of you have worked with them already. They are great. You know, we provide as many tools as we can in the app to help you configure all this stuff, but I know not a lot of us are DNS record experts, and our team is definitely here to help. So let's work through this, starting with domains, right? So with the release of landing pages, you know, it's cool to put a page on the internet, but it's got to be on your own domain. And so with the launch of landing pages, Nutshell now has a domain setup page that all administrators can go to. And this page can do a lot, right? It can help you set up your landing pages on your own domain, but it can do a couple other things too, like help improve your email deliverability if you're a Nutshell Campaigns customer, or help you set up custom click tracking, which also helps email deliverability. Again, all of these we recommend to do. I'm not going to dive into the details right now, but I just want to sort of let everyone know that this domains page here, and it is recommended to do these 3 things. You know, getting your landing page off the ground is great, but if you're a Nutshell Campaigns customer or you want to get better link tracking, we recommend you visit this page. So let's talk back to landing pages, self-hosting a landing page. Now we saw Jewel quickly make a page, and she mentioned this out of the box link. So when you make a landing page, there's a link ready to go that's live that Nutshell is going to provide you. So let's say you named your page winter promotion. We're going to give you a page that's like, you know, a Nutshell/pages/winter promotion. That's ready to go. You can share that out in an email or on the internet. Anyone can view that. But of course, you're going to want to use your own domain, and we host all of our pages on nutshell.com. So if you've configured your domain and you've done the whole DNS record setup, and again, I'm not going to dive into that, but you know, our page sort of provides you with those records and hopefully gives you some guidance to set that up, whether you're using GoDaddy or another email DNS provider that way. Once you've set that up, your page will be live under your own website, so that, you know, you do that once. Every time you make a new page, it'll show up under your domain. And then I wanted to mention click tracking because all of this is somehow related to domains, even though this isn't related to landing pages. So, you know, if you're a Nutshell customer and you're sending emails, whether that's personalized email sequences or with Nutshell Campaigns, you have the option to track clicks for those emails. And of course, we do this by default without having you set up anything, but it is best practice for you to set up your own domain for click tracking. Without going into the nitty gritty details, you know, email providers like Google, Gmail, Yahoo, AOL, they like to see businesses sort of own those emails. And I guess I'm getting a little too technical here, but the idea is that, you know, by putting your stamp of this is my business sending this email, it just makes it more likely for your emails to not end up in spam. So, you know, whether you want to use landing pages or you're checking it out, if you're already a Campaigns customer sending email, using your own domain for click tracking is very, very beneficial. And once you've set that up, it's just one click on this page. You can kind of see in the bottom right here to just pick in a drop down which domain you want to use, and your emails will have a much better chance to land in inboxes. I shouldn't say much better. They're going to land in inboxes 99.9% of the time. But for those, you know, picky email clients, you want to sort of use your own domain there. Okay, I think that wraps up the technical section. Again, our support team is wonderful. They will absolutely help you through this. Some of you might have just gone through sort of getting DMARC all set up. But again, our team is ready to help. So toss it back to you, Will.
Thanks, Chris. And now I think what might be the most important information is how do you get landing pages or how to use them in the app? We've made it very simple. Any customer can try out and build a landing page for free. All you need to do with your user access, you just need to have access to the marketing section of Nutshell. If you don't have this access, just ask your admin and they'll be able to give marketing access to you. As you also saw from the video, it's the same builder as Nutshell Campaign. So if you're already a Nutshell Campaign customer, this is going to be a very quick learning curve for you to be able to use the same no-code builder. No coding required. I'm not a coder myself, and I'm able to get through this just easily as well. The one key key line item here that we wanted to include that a lot of the other competing software does not have is unlimited usage. So when you add Nutshell landing pages to your account, you can build as many landing pages as you need for your business. And we previously mentioned it as well. It works seamlessly with Nutshell Forms and Nutshell Scheduler. So if you want to have a scheduler link in there or a Nutshell form to gather some contact information or create a lead directly in Nutshell, you can do that very easily. And then last but not least, how much does it cost? It's $37 per month per company, just like all of our add-ons, Nutshell Campaigns, Revenue Booster, and now landing pages, and a few more. It's not charged per seat. So on the CRM level, you are charged per seat, but for our add-ons, it's just one additional price for your whole entire company per month. And that price is roughly around 50% less than the competitors that have a comparable software. There's some that offer a few more features and some that offer far less features. But when we compare ourselves in the market, we're around 50% cheaper than what's out there and comparable. So an affordable option with a limited learning curve if you're already using something like Nutshell Campaigns. And like I said, you can get in there and build a landing page for free just to see what it looks like in preview mode. And then before we wrap up with some Q&A here, I wanted to toss it back to Chris one last time and say, what's next for landing pages? What are some of our customers already asking about and what's already on our mind moving forward for later this year?
Awesome. Thanks, Will. Yeah, so right now, you can get in there, build a landing page, get your form in there, get your scheduler in there. Very soon, we're going to be getting view tracking into landing pages. So understanding how many people are visiting your landing page. Are they coming from mobile, from desktop? Which browser are they using? Getting that kind of thing in for landing pages. And then later, we want to bring conversion tracking into Nutshell landing pages. So, of course, you have your form, but you want to understand how many people are landing on my page, filling out that form, and potentially even where are they coming from, right? So like Will mentioned, you might have a landing page from a Google ad or something from Facebook or Bing. You want to understand who's getting to your landing page and how, and then sort of connecting that back into Nutshell so that when I'm viewing my leads list, I know I got 8 leads that came from this landing page, 4 of them came from Google, 2 came from Bing, and how many are converting. All that good stuff we have planned for landing pages, really connecting the dots and making this sort of an all-in-one solution. I think that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. And then before we wrap up, we just want to open up for some Q&A. So if anybody does have some questions, feel free to put them into the chat. We're happy to answer what we can right off the bat. And as someone may be thinking of questions, I do want to thank everyone for joining us today. We do have another webinar coming up in just a few weeks. We'll be covering Nutshell Forms in some fuller detail. It'll be on Thursday, February 15th, 2024 at noon Eastern. And it'll be me and one of our support agents, James Lowerman, joining as well.
All right, I'm seeing our first question in the chat. If we have a website, would we tie that to this landing page and thus the data is tracked? Maybe a few things to unpack there, and I apologize if I'm misunderstanding, but the idea with landing pages is they're sort of their own standalone page. So using nutshell.com as an example, we have nutshell.com and our blog and everything else on the actual nutshell.com. You're great, Stephanie. And for landing pages, they're sort of their own page. So, normally it's hosted on a separate page. So, nutshell.com / again, winter promotion or something like that. And Nutshell is going to track that page separately than potentially any other visitors on your main website. So, that is the general approach towards the data tracking there. And I hope I'm answering that question correctly, but the landing page is sort of its own silo, and we're going to track everything separately from your main website. We don't actually know about, who's visiting your website if you're just configuring your domain that way. Sort of moving along, Rob's asking, would it be possible to build tracking when you consider the whole world rather than the US? I'm really sorry about the bias, and I'm not a lawyer, but I know it's a lot trickier in the UK with some of the laws around there. And I know it is something we're exploring, and we do want to bring Nutshell Analytics and sort of, the automatic tracking we have for sources and everything to other countries. It's just been a little bit more challenging with the different laws behind GDPR and everything. So yeah, thank you for that feedback, Rob.
Cool. I think we'll leave it open for maybe one more question if one more rolls through. Like Chris mentioned earlier, and I think I said it as well too, if you do have any questions on landing pages that you're trying to figure this out on your own, if it's during our support hours, you should see the help button. When you're logged into the app, you can start a chat with any one of our support crew. If it's after hours, you can definitely email our team at support@nutshell.com as well. And I see Stephanie coming in here with one last question. Yes, Stephanie, we will be building out more about our nuts and bolts email series, and we will have additional information. Eventually, this recording itself, we will put it on the guided tours section of our website. So if you go to our website, hover over resources, it'll be down there in the guided tour sections where we will be able to rewatch this. As soon as our webinar platform configures the files and everything, you also should get an email in your inbox. Could end up in your spam as well, but you'll get a recording of this whole entire presentation. And yes, the Nutshell Basics is listed there too. Cool. Well, we'll wrap it up there. Again, thank you everyone for joining us today. We hope you learned a little bit more about Nutshell landing pages. The call to action would be try it out for yourself. Like I said, everyone can try it out for free. If it's something you can see a need for your business, we have an affordable, easy to use option for you in there. And again, thank you for Chris for joining us and Jewel for providing us with some pre-recorded material. Everyone out there, happy nutshelling.
Thanks, everyone. See ya.